Let's take another look at today's unveiling of the rice pyramids. Joining me live from Abuja is a professor of agricultural engineering and director, University of Maiduguri Consultancy Services, Professor Adamu Zavama. Thanks a lot for joining us on the News at 10.
Thank you very much.
Now, we've seen the pyramids up there, but storage obviously will be critical for a scheme like this. Did you hear anything today while you were following? Did you hear anything that would overcome that sort of challenge, storage?
Well, it's with nostalgia that we saw the pyramid. Those of us that grew up in the 1960s saw these pyramids in Kanu. So seeing this in today is a very good development. It's a very good effort. And we hope, this thing can be sustained. Because the policy behind this Anchor Borrowers program, where loans are given to small-scale farmers, creating enable environment for farmers to produce rice, closure of the border and all that. That was, I think these are the policies that give the boost for this rice production. And I think the government has to go further than that. We have to put something on ground that will be sustainable. Can we sustain this Anchor Borrowers program, the kind of the policy of giving loan to the farmers? How long can we continue to do that? How long do we expect these farmers can repay back? Is there any abuses in the program, in the process of giving out this loan? How do we ensure that these farmers repay this loan? How do you ensure that the prices of the rice, is such that the farmers can recoup and pay back the loan? So there are many processes that have to put in place if you really want to sustain the rice production. It's not just about it's not only about giving out loan. It's not about stacking grain in pyramids and all that. Government has to go further than that. Even worrisome is the fact that the rice production is still at the peasantry level. We still have using our hoes and all that to do the land preparation. We use indiscriminate use of herbicide, chemicals, to control weeds and insects. We still have very unmechanized harvesting of the rice and processing. So you still have to go a long way in putting something on ground that can sustain this production. What do we do to mechanize the rice production, for example, the land preparation, the soil type, and all that?
Okay,
so
Prof,
government has to look at that, even bringing back, yes.
Yes, apologies, Prof, if I may. Yes, you've spoken about production and the various aspects of what needs to be done to sustain it. But let's look at another area, the CBN talking about its participation in the scheme and that the whole intention is, part of the intention is to crash the price of rice. How best do you think that can be achieved and attained as well?
That is a double-edged sword. If you say you want to crash the price of rice, to what level do you crash the price of rice? Because the price has to be such that the farmers will also be able to gain something out of it. So if you calculate the cost of inputs, the land preparation, the labor cost, the seeds, the chemicals, and all that, so how do you crash the price vis-a-vis the price of the imported rice? And the farmers, don't forget, the farmers have to go to the market. And you are not taking your rice, the farmers do not take the rice for export. You still have to sell it in local currency. And most of those things that come into the market is still being imported, and the price has to escalate. So there has to be a balance between the cost of production and the selling price. And then you have to now start talking about crashing the price of the rice. Are you going to subsidize inputs? Are you going to subsidize this land preparation? Are you going to provide extension services to ensure that the farmers follow through? So there are so many things that have to put in place for you to start talking about crashing the price of rice. That's why you find that if you calculate the cost of inputs, vis-a-vis the imported rice where they are highly subsidized, you may find that if you allow free flow, the imported rice will still be cheaper compared if you are going to put all the inputs the farmers have to go through it. So there are a lot of things the CBN, the policymakers has to put in place to ensure that you don't crash the price below what the farmers put in, and then you discourage the farmers from production. Because if you don't guarantee them price, also it will discourage them from production. So it's a two-edged sword. You have to balance all that.
All right, Professor of Agricultural Engineering and Director, University of Maiduguri Consultancy Services, Professor Adamu Zivama. Thanks a lot for joining us on the News at 10 tonight.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right.